Okay guys, welcome to this short video looking at reciprocals. So this is aimed at GCSE maths for the higher tier and for the foundation. Okay, and it's predominantly looking at stuff involving fractions. Okay, it's also appropriate for key stage 3 maths, and it may be good revision, okay, for GCSE further maths students or even beyond. Okay, AS level math students or A2 level math students. Okay, so I've got question 1 to 10 on the board here, and we're going to be looking at reciprocals. So reciprocals, guys, in short, just means, okay, 1 over a number. So if you have a number n or a, let's say, it would just be 1 over n or 1 over a. Okay, so reciprocals are just a fancy word of saying 1 over a number. Okay, that's all it means. Okay, without like complicating it or making it sound tricky. Okay, so for question number 1, I've got the number 3. Okay, so 3 can be written as 3 over 1. So the reciprocal, so I just turn the fraction upside down. Okay, so it would become 1/3. Okay, so the 3 goes to the bottom and the 1 goes to the top. Now, I have put a 1 here. Okay, initially the question did say, what's the reciprocal of 3? Okay, but remember that a whole number can be written as a whole number out of 1. Okay, question number 2, the number 4, the whole number 4 can be written as 4 over 1. The reciprocal of that becomes 1/4. Question number 3, I've got 2/5. The reciprocal of that goes to 5/2. Question number 4, 3/8. The reciprocal, so I just flip the denominator and the numerator over, so I get 8/3. This time it's a top-heavy fraction or an improper fraction, so I can write it as 2 2/3, and for this one it'd be 2.5 or 2.5, okay, as a decimal, or for this one it'd be 2.6 reoccurring. Okay, question number 5, guys, I've got 10/9. Again, the reciprocal of that is just 9/10. Question number 6, the decimal 5.2, well, it would be 1 over 5.2, and I've times top and bottom of my fraction by 10, so I get 10 out of 52, which simplifies to 5/26. Question number 7, guys, 1/25. The reciprocal of that goes to 25 over 1. Anything divided by 1 is just itself, so the answer is 25. So just to be clear, guys, the reciprocal of 1 over a number goes to the whole number, okay, and then the reciprocal of a whole number goes to a fraction, okay, if that makes sense. Question number 8, 8/10, okay, goes to 10 over 8, which is 5/4, which is 1 1/4, okay. 5/17 goes to 17 over 5, or 3 2/5. And question number 10, guys, 1 3/7, so it's a mixed number. I changed it into an improper fraction. I did 7 times 1 is 7, plus the 3 is 10, and the reciprocal of that is 7/10. Okay, I've put it in blue there just to be clear. Okay, so the reciprocal, okay, of 10/7 is 7/10, and then if we were doing vice versa, 7/10, it would be 10/7. Okay. Right, guys, that's the end of today's short video looking at reciprocals. So this will link into topics such as gradients of perpendicular lines for GCSE higher tier students, okay, and it's just appropriate knowledge, guys, here for your GCSE exams. Okay, so please do hit that subscribe button, okay, if you found it useful. Like the video and turn on post notifications so you are notified of when I upload. Okay, the last thing to mention is in these blue boxes are my summary versions. So the reciprocal of A goes to 1 over A. The reciprocal of A over B goes to B over A, where A and B are integers or numbers. Okay, and the reciprocal of a mixed number A x over Y, where you change it into an improper fraction first, and then you take the reciprocal. So you do Y times A, which is AY, and then plus the X, all divided by Y. Okay, and the reciprocal of that goes to Y over AY plus X. Okay, so they are your 3 conditions. Obviously, if it gives you a decimal, then you would obviously change that decimal year into a fraction, okay, by your knowledge of fraction, decimal, and percentage equivalence, okay, and then take the reciprocal from there. And the last thing to mention is I can't take the reciprocal of 0. So you may get a question in your GCSE exam saying, what number can I not take a reciprocal of? And it'll be 0, because I can't do 1 divided by 0. Even if I'm taking the reciprocal of 1 over 0, I can't do that either, okay, because 1 over 0 has to give me a value, okay? So I can't take the reciprocal of the number 0, okay? So just in theory, guys, y would go to 1 over y, a half would go to 2 over 1, which is going to be 2. And then here, I've just put down like a little fact here, that if you times a number by its reciprocal, you will always get the whole number 1. So that's a way to check your answer. For example, what I mean is, if I do a times 1 over a, I get the answer of 1, okay? So that tells me that I've done it correctly by finding the reciprocal, okay? So that's today's lesson, guys. That's today's video on reciprocals. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next one. Okay, bye for now.